Hi friend, you want to be confused and bored out of your mind by a vampire movie with Danny Trejo in it? Today we're talking about 2022's Vampfather. Written and directed by Stuart Paul, starring Alix, Villaret, Julia Conley, Danny Trejo, and Tom Sizemore. I mainly picked this up because I love Danny Trejo in movies, and I was hoping that this wasn't going to be just a quick cameo, and it sort of is and sort of isn't, but more on that later. It's more of a story about Sasha, who is the last vampire and she badly wants to be human. Alix Villaret plays Sasha, the lead. She doesn't show up for almost 20 minutes into the movie, and she's okay. She has the tendency to stumble over her bad dialogue. Most of the cast really does too. With her, it may be the accent that's hindering her, but I'm not sure. Julia Conley plays Cherie, Sasha's friend, or love interest, or both. I don't know. It plays it so weird. Once Officer Jr. shows up, Cherie is all but forgotten. She also probably has some of the worst dialogue. Danny Trejo plays the titular Vampfather. He's barely in it, really. The first 15 to 20 minutes or so, but then the movie shifts gears and it's all about Sasha. You can see he's trying with what he was given, but there's really not much there. Tom Sizemore is Dr. Umius, I think that's how you say it, a psychiatrist that treats Sasha during her journey of being human. Sizemore is wild in this. He doesn't quite seem like he's all there. In the first 20 minutes, there's weird camera stuff going on. Dolly zooms, fisheye lens, poorly done slow motion. It's all very distracting, and it continues on throughout the movie. The CG effects are pretty bad. It's easy to look past as there's really not much there. The practical effects aren't great, but I've seen worse. The vampire teeth look like Hot Topic cheap plastic teeth, and the way they sit on each actor is slightly different. But again, these are probably just big nitpicks, and they can be easily accepted. The dialogue, on the other hand, isn't as easy to sit through. It feels like it wasn't written in English originally, and there's a point where a character says dead corpses. If you want to make an indie movie and you've written a script, have a few people read it first, and make sure they tell you that if there's any mistakes in it, or if it's bad. I feel like what really killed this movie for me is the bad camera work. The slow motion was used in a way that didn't enhance the movie in any way. It was just annoying for me. And I blame Twilight and Queen of the Damned for the poorly done, fast-moving vampires in recent years. Also, the title's a little misleading, at least in the way it makes it seem like it's about Trejo's character, but his scenes are cut short 20 minutes or so in. This is a case of misleading the potential audience into thinking it'll be fun by what actors it has in it. The story is pretty boring. It jumps from the Vampfather, to Sasha wanting to be human, to her love life, to murders, and then finally, to a secret treasure of Jewish gold from World War II. It dances on the line of absurd and serious. Most of the time, it doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to be. There are so many questionable choices in this movie. It reminds me of the weirdness that is 1999's The Item by Dan Clark, but I only wish there was a terrible rubber hand puppet monster in this. There's very little consistency in this. There's a scene around the midpoint where Sasha and Cherie go to the roof of their work to drink. Cherie tells Sasha about a dream she had and how Sasha came to her house to drink her blood and ended up having second thoughts and leaving. But then she reveals that she knows it wasn't a dream. Sasha fearfully drags her out of frame, and then it hard cuts to them drunk and laughing in their office. I don't even know what happened between the two shots. Then later, she's asked to go on a coffee date, and they end up drinking champagne in a coffee shop. As far as characters go, no one is really likable. Later in the movie, they introduce two cops, Officer Jr. and Holmes. Holmes comes off as almost a knockoff Nick Offerman. Jr.'s supposed to be Sasha's love interest at one point, but there's no chemistry between the characters, or even the actors. I think I might hate this movie. It's no Devil's Fairground, but story-wise, it's almost unbearable. If you're a fan of vampire movies, I would skip this. I've seen worse, and I'm looking at you, Vitaly Versace, but this is definitely bottom of the barrel. Have you seen this? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.
Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, check out one of these videos.